Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the Mars Dota 2 League. We're taking a look at the final game of the day, final best of three, I should say, of the day. It is Team Spirit facing off against Gambit Esports. I'm Lyrical. I'm going to be your solo caster for this one. Apologize, but both of my previous co-casters had prior engagements that they had to go and deal with. So you got me. It's all good though. We're going to have a very nice time. We're going to enjoy the wonderfulness that is CIS Dota. And I will endeavor to do my best to make sure that you guys enjoy the broadcast to the best of your abilities. Enjoy the game to the best of your abilities. That's really what it's all about. We're having a nice old time. We're going to have ourselves a wonderful time watching this game. So Team Spirit versus Gambit.
Dire Team back.
I have got to see a lot of Gambit's games,
Radiant
but not a whole lot
back.
of Team Spirit's, because Team Spirit actually hasn't played that many. They were in Group B while we were covering Group A of the group stages of this qualifiers. And Gambit ended up... or rather, Team Spirit ended up topping that group, which meant that they got a bye up until
Radiant
this
team
point
pick.
in the
Dire
qualifiers.
team pick.
So it's been a little while. Oh my goodness, they are taking a Warlock with a Tiny? Are you kidding me? That's a little crazy. But anyways, we'll talk about that in a second. I want to talk a little bit more about how they got to this point. Team Spirit, they 2-0'd Fly to Moon, who we just saw get taken down by Vega Squadron.
10
They also
seconds remaining.
2-1'd Effect, who a little bit later on in these qualifiers was knocked
5
out by
seconds
Gambit.
remaining.
So it's kind of an interesting way to look at it. If you sort of
Radiant
keep your
team
eyes on it, it feels as if just upon the relative results to each other, maybe the bottom side of this bracket with Team Spirit and Gambit might be a little bit stronger than Vega versus Fly to Moon. Don't know if that's the case, but based off of results, that could be something you could say. Or maybe it's just based upon matchups. That's the other thing. Just because A
10
beats B
seconds
doesn't mean
remaining.
B beats C, doesn't mean C beats A. It could switch around.
5
None of that
seconds
made
remaining.
sense. Don't worry, it's fine. So we got a Tiny as the second pick, as the Death Prophet was first, and then Dark Willow and Oracle getting taken. Followed up by bands of the Broodmother, Shadow Fiend, the Earth Spirit, and the Tusk, those roaming 4-position heroes, and Warlock. Very different look here. It's a really strong laning hero. I think that a lot of people underestimate how much
Dire
damage you
team
can do
pick.
just with right clicks, and God, taking Visage now too. This is pretty nifty from Team Spirit. It feels like it's going to be high tempo, high aggression. They're going to have to play around the Chaotic Offering cooldown. But at the same time, you also have things like this high damage hero in the Dark Willow, combo that together
10
with Fatal
seconds
Bonds.
remaining.
All of a sudden, Bedlam is going to be doing a lot of damage to everybody else there.
5
But
seconds remaining.
Gambit kind of have some interesting defensive heroes as well. Oracle, obviously one of the best in the game. Great combo together with a Death Prophet, and then also an Elder Titan. Really solid at being able to get some counter initiation out with the Stomp, and even occasionally finding it offensively. Particularly if there's a relatively low movement speed hero, which all of these relatively are, since Tiny doesn't get his movement speed anymore from his ultimate. So going forward now, Gambit probably wanting an offlaner with a hard disable. I really like Sand King still. I think that'd be a very solid pickup for them there, and then they can run ET Sand King together in lane, run DP mid, should have a decent time against the Visage, I think.
Radiant team back.
I'm gonna take the Void.
Dire team back.
I don't know if I really like that. I guess maybe this is going to be their idea that you run... I think I like this more as an off-lane Void here. And then taking somebody else in the safe lane. Because a safe lane of Oracle Faceless Void just feels like it does
10
nothing.
seconds
And they
remaining.
know they're going to be against the Tiny. So you need somebody that can lane against the Tiny.
5 seconds remaining.
With an Oracle there. I don't like it. Faceless Void Oracle dual safe lane. Like Void is always going to be able to survive, but he also doesn't contest the Tiny's farm at all unless they really try and like put the hurt on other lanes. So that's something that they could do. They could just run like Faceless Void sort of sacked into the Tiny, and then you like try and really just own mid and then pressure top as well. But we'll wait and see what they decide to go for. It's a lot of disable. It's a lot of damage. The Elder Titan Aura combo together with a Void can never really be underestimated if they have like any other hero in there to throw out damage. So we'll see. Also, the interesting thing about this Visage I kind of like is, you know, the Elder Titan aura is base magic resistance.
Dire team
Visage
pick.
doesn't have any. He has no base magic resistance, so he's just going to be able to sit there with Gravekeeper's Cloak, as happy as a clam. Where are we going next? Drow Ranger banned out. Would have been very strong. Underlord also taken out of the pool, so they think that it's going to be a safe lane void. I still don't know how I feel about that
5
matchup.
seconds remaining.
Not sure I like it. Again, apologize that this one's going to be a solo cast. I think it's still going to be very entertaining, if I do say so myself. But I'll be doing my best not to miss anything, not to be spewing too much useless information. 20 seconds left for Gambit. Still like that Sand King. For Team Spirit, maybe
Radiant team
a
pick.
PL.
Puck.
They're gonna take a Puck. Puck kind of fills a similar-ish role, and it's going to be the Lycan.
You may now
Oh
select
God!
your heroes.
Oh, Howl Visage. Oh, it's damage. Just running at people. He still could run into some issues, but I think that's a really, really good pick. All right. Well, here we go. It is Team Spirit versus Gambit Esports. Winner moves on to face Vega in the grand finals tomorrow. Roughly, what would it be? 18 hours from right now. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Very much appreciate it. Been enjoying the CIS Dota today. Started at 4 a.m. Pacific time. It's currently 11. So we've got a lot of time under our belt with Dota 2 being played. And, well, we're going to continue on right now. Let's make sure that everything's looking good as far as the stream is concerned. Oh, yes, it's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Minimize, minimize. Brilliant.
Faith in fate restored.
Prepare for battle.
Ivor here. Going to be playing a Willow comboed together with the Tiny. DK Phobos on that one. With G on the mid Visage. Has a Bassi ring already. FNG and Mr. Illidan together while they try and get a deep ward down. Cheshire Cat already placing it. Is not going to spot out the Warlock yet. Although they might as he comes out of the vision of the smoke. FNG revealed himself. He does have a missing spot where the ward would be, so they might have an inkling that there's a ward here, but tough to tell. Illidan taking the Feral Impulse early.
Now shall the battle turn.
Gonna get a lot of
30
talking between the two
seconds to
teams.
battle.
Wonderful. Off lane Cheshire Cat Puck. I like it. I like this pick. Combo together with Bigdom. This feels like what we've seen a lot. And again, I haven't seen much of Team Spirit recently. They were playing the alternate group that we were covering. So their playstyle, a little bit unknown to me here. But with a Tiny in this off lane, this is a hero that's been pretty consistently banned out. First phase, almost every time. And there's a reason for it. That hero is hard to deal with. The root is there. They force one back. Team Spirit end up picking up 2 bounty runes most likely, while Gambit are going to get 2 of their own. So Gambit decide to switch off and send the Void mid against the Visage. And this is going to mean that we have those 2 dual off lanes. Or rather, a dual off lane there and a Death Prophet and an Oracle against the Tiny and the Willow. This makes a little bit more sense to me. I think that you need a stronger laner against the Tiny, because he is able to dominate the lane pretty heavily. Whereas Faceless Void, he still might run into some issues last hitting against the Visage. It's kind of hard to play against this. You just could go for a Grave Chill. Also, Visage has pretty decent base damage. You should have more, but yeah, this Grave Chill is where it gets really annoying, because your attack speed is just so slow that it's hard to hit it perfectly. already off to a hot start in the CS department. Team Spirit, 6-2 on the Visage versus the 4-0. He gonna try and cause some issues here. He does have very good damage with that Spirit going out at the early levels.
Dire's middle tower is under
Willow's
attack.
still holding on to that ward. He's going to go to the Shadow Realm and give somebody a little bit of a punch. Does miss the hit on the Van score there, so won't be able to connect it. Nice use of the fog. And with the lane entirely being pushed out, looks like they're going to try and block for the Void. Lets it through actually afterwards. Now the lane is going to push back the other direction. It's so annoying to play against. Gee, Visage.
A prize. God, I love money.
He is going to be able to lay in a lot of harassment to this Void while he tries the last hit as well. Enforcing the time walk there.
Stay
So
healthy.
ET
stay
sends the
moving.
Spirit out. Gets a hell of a lot of damage. Going to get that added movement speed and try and run forward. See if he can punch this lake in a few times. As well as maybe get a couple of
Dire
denies
are
in there. Not
scanning.
bad. Right now, Reagan kind of winning all three lanes. Another walk forward. Get that damage on the Van score. Force him back. Viber had that ward down as well in this area, so he can see any pulls go off, any rotations happen. God. Yeah, Van score taking a beating there. This is already, just by virtue of the laning phase, 1,000 gold lead for Team Spirit.
Not for you.
And this is the type of lineup that can get together later with levels and start to build up that advantage for themselves by taking towers. You see, experience-wise, it's still a little bit of a lead, but not as pronounced. Which is the nice part about this for Gambit. This lineup definitely relies a lot upon these two heroes getting level 6s. Makes it so hard for Radiant to take them down. But I guess likewise, look at Team Spirit and they can eventually group together as well. Make a lot happen. Bignum will have boots now. Cheshire Cat. Gonna go pick up a couple quick runes for himself. That is all scouted, and he saw that the Warlock was not going to be there, so he is fine and dandy. They'll check the rune, spots that it's not there. That might mean that we see the Void go and get it, but Dark Willow already there. Takes it away from the Void.
Power.
And with that, back to top lane. So again, the slow and steady buildup of a laning advantage. Spirit. I mean, I don't think that they're really going to want to leave these lanes at all. It's going to be much more on Gambit to try and switch things up, but they need to wait until their levels are there before it happens. And honestly, you get caught right here in the Bramble Maze, you almost end up going down. It's going to force out a Fate's Edict and a little bit of a heal there. Purifying Flames onto the Death Prophet. They are building up a nice little stack combo here. And also getting the damage onto Bignum with the ET. Try and outlast hit. God, look at that damage. He's hitting for almost 200 right now on this ET. Still, I don't know. Questionable what they're going to be able to do with it. He wants to go and punch here. This is maybe a setup for some damage to be dealt. They're chasing forward for Illidan. The Spirit's not quite there in time. He hits now. God, that's so much. 200 apiece. But with the natural regen that the Lycan has, and then also having that Shadow Word on him, isn't it bound to as much as you would want? Void takes some damage mid lane, able to time walk away, and still no kills 5.5 minutes in. The Dark Willow forces back the Oracle, again getting good vision there from that ward placed down. Team Spirit continuing to be somewhat dominant in this. You need to be careful about these stacks, making sure that they can clear them out later, because if Tiny gets wind of that, that's something that could become an issue. And they should have some understanding, considering how much damage the ET got, that there's some stacks over there. So we'll see if Team Spirit make a rotation later on and try and clear through those with the Tiny. They even have an idea that it's going on. Soul Ring toss onto the Death Prophet. Doesn't get a whole hell of a lot more annoying than that. And with the continued passive laning stage, look at this, Team Spirit continues to pull ahead. Shooting towards that 3,000 gold lead. Just by laning. And your Warlock keeps on pulling. Getting gold for himself, levels as well. Like, he's got boots and a nice little chunk of change here. And it's not awful right now, but it certainly could be a lot better for the Dire team. They're even getting the farm on the Ancients right now with the Visage. G is farming Ancients at 7 minutes with this Visage and clearing through them pretty rapidly.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Simultaneously farming out the mid lane. He's having a hell of a time. Pull from Warlock. He has a smoke now as well. I think he's also buying some wards there. And it's going to be up to Gambit to try and make the move together. They've brought Bignum away from his lane. This is all scouted out, though. They have complete and total vision over Bignum. The ward placed down from Dark Willow. And what can they really do against Phobos? With 3 heroes here, they want to make something happen. They do reveal that they see everybody. Visage farming the other Ancients while still getting all the farm in the mid lane. Like, they're just being very efficient right now.
A prize.
And you look at the levels. Death Prophet, not quite level 6 yet. DK Phobos runs into Bignum. Gonna deal an avalanche. Now the toss, 3 points up in it. It's a good amount. The stomp, not gonna happen. First blood for DK Phobos.
Better yours than mine.
And I don't know. The tower is almost down mid. It feels like this laning stage is just so problematic for Gambit. Not saying that by any stretch of the imagination it's over or anything like that, but
structures are fortified.
I mean, with this Grave Chill applying for the familiars, they're going to be able to stomp. Looks for the Chronosphere. Tower's already down. They rotated in the puck. Can they kill off this Visage? They want to make it happen, but the heal coming in as well from the Warlock. They're going to throw out the Bramble Maze. Still looking to chase this one down. They have the Visage Birth. Looking for more. There's going to get the jump away, and Lycan moving in now. This is Void in some trouble. Going for the stomp. They're able to dodge away from it. They decide to turn now onto Bignum. Void's still fine here. But you kill off the Visage, you end up still losing out. Team Spirit continue dominance. So a 4,000 almost gold lead, and DK Phobos, along with the rest of the Dire, or rather Radiant, might start to think about clearing through these stacks while pushing the towers. And I think this pressure comes too early. Like, you have Exorcism up now, as well as a good amount of heal coming from the Oracle. They're going to pressure the other lanes. This bottom lane, Cheshire Cat controlled. They're going to drop the Dream Coil for this one. They pop the Exorcism, wanting to fight. TP away from FNG, and now Lycan under fire, does have 9 wand charges. The Wolves eating away. They might end up killing off Cheshire Cat. He tries to run. He is going to end up finding that kill onto Illidan, and the puck lives. So big turnaround there. Gambit needed that to happen. They're pressuring the tower top still with G on this Visage. He has this Helmet the Dominator done. That Dark Troll Summoner is making it work. So tier 1 tower bottom is going to likely fall, or maybe not. Exorcism is wearing off now. The creep wave's coming in as well.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So with the Lycan moving back in now. Gambit thinking about turning here, but it's too tough. Without Exorcism, it's hard to take that fight. G going to clear through this wave, this camp. They still were able to finish off this other medium camp with the Void, who's trying to build towards the Battle Fury. And like we saw with that Exorcism, this is the way you get back into the game right now if you're Gambit. It's still a 4,000 gold lead at 11 minutes, which isn't great, but it's not unheard of. If they can fight around with their ultimates, Chronosphere, Exorcism, make this work with an Earth Splitter later on once that comes online, things could start to look a little bit better. They got a kill in the Lycan with the last Exorcism. Maybe they can defend this tower to boot. But there is a siege creep coming in. Taking them in the area they'll defend. It looks like Team Spirit going to be forced to go elsewhere for structural damage. Does look like this might stack up again. Which, if the Void gets into a Battle Fury, this is a nice little chunk of change. 4 heroes bottom for Gambit.
Time is money.
And with that, Team Spirit TP away. They're farming out everywhere. G is taking Roshan right now. They are not prepared for this at all. Getting a 12-minute Rosh right here is so huge, and like they're not even, with the way that this is going, going to be able to secure a tier 1 tower before Rosh goes down. Team Spirit wanted, they can come back and defend this in the bottom lane. It's just happening too slow from Gambit. Rosh goes down, and now Gambit realized.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What are they going to do? 5,000 gold lead, continuing to mount. They do take down that tower finally. But
Dire's middle
with tier
tower
2
is
being
under
assaulted,
attack.
all the summons in the world, this momentum might be too swift. Still have a Chronosphere. Stomp going out. Puck thinking about chasing. Heal is there. On to G. They got the Grave Chill. Giving these birds that extra little bit of
Dire's
damage,
middle tower
or rather
has
attack
fallen.
speed. And they take the tier 2 mid.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Team Spirit haven't really won a fight this game, but they are just constantly out farming Gambit around the map and pressuring towers.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
DK Phobos looking for a pickoff. There is going to be a sentry down though, so Bignum spots him a bit too late as Team Spirit blow up
Is under attack.
the Elder Titan, and they're pushing high ground 14 minutes in. I don't know if they can stop
Is
this.
under attack.
They've got, you know, all these big aura abilities. Vlad's on the Lycan. They've got Helm of the Dominator, so all the regen in the world is there. And as you hit these birds, it's not burning through the Gravekeeper scope. They keep that up. Oh, they are starting to take it down now. They take down one of the birds, but the tier 3 tower is down at 14 minutes. They still have Chaotic Offering ready to go. 4 points and upheaval. It's hard to burn through these guys. The Stomp is going to connect. They take down the second bird. They have a resummon if they want to use it on G. The wraparound coming now. They do catch the Faceless Void off to the side. They're going to purge off the Cursed Crown, looking for that Chronosphere to use if they want to. She's still waiting to resummon. An 8,000 gold lead at 14 minutes in rather. And he is going to stick around with this Aegis, goes for the resummon, a second round soon to come. But as I was saying, they can't just hit the birds, they have to hit Visage. And there's going to be a Chaotic Offering already caught. This is, well, the DP trying to run away. There's the Fates ED keeping her alive at the moment. The right click damage is coming through as well. The Chronosphere is connected on it too. Do they have enough though? The Terrorize, it pushes them away. They're trying to make this work for themselves, but getting eaten alive now. The DP is going to almost end up falling. Cheshire Cat turned upon around him now. He ends up falling down as well. They take down the Visage, but it might not be for naught. And I think the Daxic, well, he lives through all of that. But with the Aegis expiring, a triple kill, an ultra kill for FNG on this Warlock. They take down the first lane of Barracks and gonna run towards mid. 12,000 net worth lead at 15 minutes. And this is the real problem, that you win your lanes that hard as Team Spirit, and you just are gonna be able to run away with it. The Golem still sitting strong. Faceless Void DCs, they've had enough maybe? I mean, He's gone from the game. Haven't heard anything. We'll see if he comes back, but Team Spirit are just giving them a beating. Helma the Dominator, Vlad's, all these heroes have all of these auras that are making it so hard to fight. The jump forward from Puck. They take down the melee barracks, and now they just look to back away. Aghanim Scepter Dung on the Visage. This net worth lead is so tremendous. Avatos, they take down the Puck, and if they want to, they can go again. Like, it's 2,300 gold on the Warlock right now, who's 4-0-2. They're gonna hit these shrines. This is just a well-oiled machine of push coming from Team Spirit.
Dire's bottom shrine.
And if he wants to, like, he could go like Mechanism now if he needs. Could think about trying to go. They're gonna take down the stack as well. DK Phobos, 4 points up in tree grab. They're clearing through it. Easy peasy for these guys. And the push just comes too quickly. He's going Arcane Boots to keep up the sustain. Necro Book for the Lycan, while all these other heroes are going for these items that just make them so difficult to deal with. Solar Crest done on the Visage, as well as that Ags.
Dire's bottom tower
What does
is
the
under
Warlock
attack.
have coming out on the Courier right now?
Dire's structures are
Yeah, he's going
fortified.
Glimmer Cape. There's a Yule's on there, a Necro Book. That is a loaded Courier. And Team Spirit.
Dire's
This
bottom
lineup,
tower
I mean,
fortified.
like, you can see if they deal with it in the late game. Yeah, Void realizes he can't go for Battle Fury. He's going back for a
Dire's
Shadow
bottom
Blade
tower
now,
is under attack.
which, I mean, he might end up having for this push.
Radiant
Yeah, he sells something and ends up getting. He actually sold his Ring of Health to finish off the Shadow Blade. So Cheshire Cat and Bignum, if they can get the full combo off, it's going to be good. They have the Chrono. It's on to 4. Not bad, but can they get it? There's going to be the Earth Splitter on to absolutely everybody, but it's not nearly enough damage. They almost killed off the DP in the duration of that. There's going to be the Chaotic Offering, the turnaround. Gambit trying to find an answer. Avatos onto Daxter. He's trying to stay alive through all this, but he's going to die in the duration of the False Promise. And good game. Well played is called. 18 minutes, 20,000 gold lead. Team Spirit demolished Gambit.
Radiant victory.
Well, that's going to do it, and maybe shining some light on why Team Spirit took the lead in these qualifiers. This team is looking solid. Not much done wrong at all. And I don't know if it was just the drafting or what, but man, that is a scary lineup. And I guess Gambit too, just not having great tools to deal with it. They didn't lane well, and if you lose all 3 of your lanes, you're probably going to lose the game. So stay tuned, everybody. We're going to be back on this a little bit with our second game of what could be a very short best of 3, depending upon if Gambit are able to solve their laning woes and pull it back in game number 2, a 790 net worth Oracle. This is the least net worth I've seen in a game in a very long time. We'll be back in a bit, ladies and gents. See y'all soon.